Okay, we are in Shmuel Aleph, so please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and hit the bell for notifications so that you know whenever a new class is being given. Okay, and we are in chapter 20, and what happened was, verse 1. And what happened is, remember, Shmuel was with David in Nayot and in Ramah, again, the name places, the name of the place. And they were prophesying. They had met the other people who were there prophesying with them. Shaul had sent his officers to go get David. When they came close to it, they began to prophesy. And so they didn't bring David back. Shaul gets a little bit frustrated, so he decides he's going to go down and get David. And what happens is when he comes into the proximity, even further away from the other messengers he sent, since he was at once predisposed to prophecy, he now again gets prophecy. And so when he comes to Shmuel, he strips himself off of his kingly garments and prophesies the rest of the day. He enjoyed the feeling so much that he didn't go away for the entire days. And that's when they asked, is Shaul, or is more of an emphatical statement that Shaul is one of the prophets. But going back, reminiscing back to when they first said, is Shaul also one of the prophets, meaning that does he have a lineage that he should be a prophet? How did he get to such a state? But the bottom line is Shaul is prophesying. Like I said last week, he does get what he really wanted, to have the Ruach Hashem, and but things happen. He can't stay there all day. Sooner or later, he has to go back, and once he would leave, he would lose the spirit of Hashem once again. So what happens is during this time, Vayivrach David Minay. Yeah.
The last verse before in 19 is therefore they say. Did we explain who they was? That just means that was generally became
people.
Known.
Yeah. It was just going. It harkens back to when they first said it. When people were first denigrating Shaul, they said, "What, Shaul one of the prophets?" Again, which means that his father, the way they explained it was, his father was not a prophet, so he shouldn't have a genealogy of that, and he also didn't go to school for it. So those two things would negate his prophecy. But it also shows you one thing, that God gives prophecy to whomever God wants. It doesn't, just because I go to school to learn how to get prophecy doesn't guarantee I'm going to have prophecy.
So this is almost like if we realize that we're no longer in the age of prophets, but just almost like somebody to become like a Gadol Hador, well-known, how do you say it?
A giant of the generation.
So you go to yeshiva when you're young, right?
Right.
But that doesn't guarantee that everybody that goes to that yeshiva is going to reach that level.
Correct.
They'll learn, but
hopefully they'll learn. Yes. Just because everybody goes to Harvard doesn't mean they'll be a Dershowitz. Yeah. Okay, just because everybody goes to YU doesn't mean and I'm using Dershowitz in the positive man at this point, not the negative. Everybody goes to YU does not become Soloveitchik.
Yeah.
Or Schechter, or any one of the
so that's
other
what you're about, going to a school of prophecy.
Right, so you would go to the school, you would learn the methodology, and you may even practice. I'll give you an example. Getting out of religion for a second. You used to have a guitar player, a Spanish guy, Feliciano or something. Yeah. George Feliciano, I think was his name. Jose Feliciano, right. Okay, he could play guitar very well, right?
Yeah.
No matter how many hours I practice, I'm never going to be a Jose Feliciano. Okay. The guy was a really good guitar player. And the Roy Clark was unbelievable with what he could do with the six string. And there were people who just had a natural talent towards it. My sister is a wonderful artist. No matter how much I'm going to do, I'm never going to match her native, her what do you call it? Native ability. Yeah, something like that. I'm never going to match those natural abilities. I'm not even going to get it as good as her. So that's my point.
Yeah.
That you can go to a school of prophecy, you can go to a yeshiva, you can go to a Ivy League school. You're never going to be one of the top dogs unless you have that.
You have to have that talent.
You have to have that God-given talent, and some people have some. I'm not saying you can't strive for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we should all strive to be Soloveitchiks. We all strive to be Schechters and Willigs and all the people at Moshe Feinstein's. We should all strive to be them. But let's face it, with all the people that are out there, that's why you call them the Gadol Hador, the giant of the generation, because there's not two, there's one.
So what about? Is it possible somebody would have this innate talent and didn't go to a particular school because his father wasn't, but yet he becomes great?
Yeah.
And something like it comes to mind like Steve Jobs, the guy who developed in his garage. He didn't go to college.
Correct.
Look,
you have plenty of people who, and that's part of the point here, that Saul was not trained, and yet God chose him. You have many of the prophets were not trained, and Hashem chose them. Yeah, you were going to ask.
Well, I guess two things. There were schools for this, rather than going to well, on what basis would they be graded? On what basis?
No, you're looking at schools what we think today. Schools mean that you go to become a disciple.
Who's qualified to teach that?
A prophet. A prophet.
In whose eyes?
No, he would be a recognized prophet.
With whose authority?
He would be a recognized prophet. He would have by the people.
Which people?
The Jewish people.
All right.
The same way, what makes a rabbi? Not a degree. A degree is worthless. A degree is totally worthless, 100% worthless.
It's a composition. You just do it.
Right. So a rabbi is one who continues studies, but the biggest thing is the rabbi is one who has followers. Okay? I can learn all day long, which I do. But but it doesn't mean that even though I have thousands upon thousands of people on YouTube listening to me, and the myriads of people in this room, they're listening to me, it doesn't mean that...
There are thousands of us, yes.
Thousands. Literally thousands of people outside waiting to come in, okay?
Yes,
Fine. So that being said, it doesn't mean that I'm the rabbi. It means that I'm a rabbi.
If there's no one here to listen to you, why are you teaching?
Right.
Why are you teaching if there's no
Right.
one here?
Okay. Right. So, but the point is further. If people just listen to me, like I would listen to the gurus on, I'll use their names, Anik Singhal, Robert Kiyosaki, and all these experts in affiliate marketing, real estate. The other guy who was, I forget his name all the time, the tall guy. He speaks about how to improve yourself. I forget his name. But all these gurus, if I accept them as my teacher, they become my teacher. And the only reason I would accept them as my teacher is because they are successful in what they do. So I want to become their disciple. So there are schools for that, by the way. They offer you. I know there's schools. Anik Singhal will offer you to, not only will he teach you, but if you buy his stuff for $2,000, he'll talk to you too. Great. Okay. And for $1.15 a day or something, it's like the calls you get to talk to certain people on the telephone. For $3 a minute, you can talk to me too. But it's
California rabbis.
There you go. But so you're really looking at the person who is successful. And then, he was recognized, like Shmuel was recognized by all as a prophet.
It just sounds odd that there would be a school, that there would be people on someone's authority able to teach such a school. I don't know, but it's all right.
But again, it's what we do all the time. What makes anybody eligible? People accepting him. People accepting...
Yeah, but in prophecy, it's not like arithmetic.
No, but it is. The point is that it could be taught. You had to go through methodologies. There was a methodology of meditation and so on and so forth to get prophecy. There were thousands of prophets, by the way. The difference is that the only prophets that we maintain are the ones who had eternal messages. That's why we only have 24 prophetical books. But there were thousands, literally thousands of people who were prophets. And you have these people today that they supposedly are connected to God. They're Kubalim, we call them. They're people who receive. Okay. Am I going to accept every Makubal out there? No. I want to know who you are. Who is your teacher? What's your reputation? Before I invest my time, not my money, but my time in listening to you. So you normally come to me with, because I know somebody who says, I went to this guy and he was right on target. Okay. So there's no difference than the doctor.
Yeah.
How many times have you gone to a doctor and the doctor sounds like, and he is.
So you get a reputation.
Yeah, reputation. That's all this. All reputation. Again, a rabbi is all based on reputation. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, from his Nifter already, is Schneerson. Schneerson had a fantastic reputation. He did. There's no question. I mean, there are certainly his detractors. I'm not going to argue with the detractors. But his reputation was well known. And more than that, his disciples had the greatest amount of respect for him. It was, if the Rebbe would tell you to go to East Oshkosh, which is actually a real place, I was told, okay, not just something they made the name up. Where is that? Chicago, Indiana? Where's East Oshkosh? Wisconsin, there you go. Wisconsin. So if he would have told you to go there and without any idea of why you're going, you went because the Rebbe said go. And what are you doing for one Jew or three Jews or whatever it's going to be? Whatever you went out there for. He sent people all over the world, and they went because the Rebbe told them to go. That's how much power and he had, that they trusted him that much.
Did they know what to do once they got there?
They would figure out. He said, you'll figure out. You find the Jews, knock on doors, make him shake a lulav, make him do a mitzvah. Your only job, job is not to make a minyan. Your job is not to make a Chabad house. That's like this. Okay, that we have services. That's not your job. Your job is to go out to connect to that one Jew. Every Jew is important. That was his mission. That was his stated mission. Every Jew, every single Jew is important. The first thing they would do with you is they would say, let's put tefillin on. So the first thing is put tefillin on, shake a lulav, simple mitzvot. They won't start with be kosher. They won't start with keep kosher, keep Shabbos. There you go. That's the first mission. They have a mitzvah campaign. 10 rungs to the mitzvah campaign. That's what they have to do. They do that every time they do that. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. But it's but that was the Rebbe. And the Rebbe, I tell you, if you would have gone to his place, 770 in New York, Brooklyn, Crown Heights, there was no place in the ground to walk. Literally, it was smashed with people. He would walk into the room, no matter where you were in that room, by the way. It was a big room, too. You would be a 4 foot, more than 4 feet. You had to fit 4 people there. So about 8 feet opened wide. And it was like a splitting of the Red Sea. And he would walk through. But it was unbelievable. I was there. I saw it. I was down on the ground floor, and I was being pushed back. And I said, I don't want to be pushed back. So I went to the very top of the rafters. And no matter where you were in that building, that wave would hit you. Hit me it's like unbelievable. But that's how many people there were. Because they wanted to show him such kavod. He's the only Rebbe I ever saw to get that much kavod, that much honor. That's the only one. Wow. I was told the Gerer Rebbe also, but I've never seen the Gerer Rebbe in action, so I don't know.
Is he American?
The Lubavitcher? None of them are American. The only one who was American, I think, was the Boston Rebbe. I think he was born in America. But none of that, no. He was born in, they're all born in Europe. Most of the Jews were born in Europe.
I was going to ask you if Schneerson was from Brooklyn.
No, he was from Europe. But again, he had that mystique that only he had. He was the only one who carried that much mystique.
Boy.
Okay. So let's continue on. Okay, so right. So Vayivrach David min Navot Barama. So David fled from Navot Barama. Why did he flee? So the David and the Malbim both say the same thing. Namely, he fled while Shaul was mitnabe and was prophesizing. Barach, he fled. And he went to his house. So he ran away. And Vayavo v'yomer lifnei Yehonatan, and he came and he said before Yonatan, Mea asiti ma avoni mechatati lifnei avicha. What did I do? How did I sin? Two words for sin. How did I transgress? How did I sin before your father? That he's trying to kill me. What did I do to him? I didn't do anything to the guy. So Malbim says, what did I do? Roughly more. What did I do when he says what I sin by myself? What I did? What I sin? What is my sin? That before your father, that would touch a sin that would touch to his kingdom. So either personally I did something to him, I don't remember what I did, or I did something that was going to impact upon his rulership. So tell me what I did. So he said to him, Chalila, chas v'shalom, God forbid. Lo tamut, you will not die. Hine lo ose avi devar gadol or devar katan. My father has not done anything small, nor has revealed anything big into my ears. Madu yastir avi mimeni as devar hazeh enzo. And why would my father conceal from me this thing? This can't be. Enzo, it's not possible.
Did you know the 2 attempts yet with the spear?
Yes, but don't forget that Jonathan also talked to his father, and he calmed his father down. Yeah. So he said, my father would not conspire against you without telling me. He would tell me first. And since he didn't tell me, since he didn't reveal it to me, that's what he's arguing. So it can't be. He says, Ein Zot, the Bible says, L'chein Ein Zot, Pirush lo lahargech, he doesn't want to, lo lahargecha tziva l'shmarcha rak behefech, l'shmarcha shlotiv rak mifanav. He says, he's not trying to kill you, he's commanded to guard you. So it's the opposite. He wants to guard you so you shouldn't flee from him.
Yeah, you do that with the spear.
No, again, he was sending people after him, right? So once the spear was done, and so he talked, and Jonathan talked to his father. So his father said, "You're right," and backed off, and didn't want to do anything. So that's the last thing that he heard. Next thing you know, he's sending guards after him. So that's when he asked Jonathan, "What did I do? I didn't do anything." So Jonathan said, he's not trying to kill you. He's trying to guard you. He doesn't want you to have to run away. Because he's giving his father the side of merit. That's what he's really doing. So he says it can't be. So Vayeshava o David. So David swore again. Vayomer Yadoa Yada Avicha. Your father surely knows. Kimasati Chem Benecha, that I have found favor in your eyes. Vayomer, and he said, Al Yeda Zot Yehonatan Pen Ye Atsev, that he will not reveal, Jonathan would not know this lest he becomes saddened. Ulam Vat Chai Hashem Chai Nafshecha, as Hashem lives, as the life of your soul, Ki Befesha Beini Uvein Hamavet, that there is a transgression between me and between death. And it says Pesha. Wait. So Rashi says literally it's kefesha, which would be transgression. But Rashi says it doesn't mean like that. It means kepesia. Achat niftartim upanav. That is like one step.
Yeah. This says but a footstep between me and death.
Right. And that's what Rashi is saying kepesia, because kepesha, like I said, kefesha, fesha is a sin. So the k is like. So, but Rashi's telling us that our tradition is looking at the word spelled differently, not with a sin, but with a samach. So that's why it's kipesia, achat, like one step. The niftarti mipanav, that I'm separating from him. Vehika b'chanit bekir. That's why he threw the spear against the wall. And with one step, I stepped away from it. I was saved. He threw the spear, so maybe he doesn't know the second time.
What was the Hebrew word for sin?
Fesha, with a sin.
Yeah, and
with a step would be with a samach.
How many words are there for sin in Hebrew? there has to be more than one. There's more than one kind of sin.
Sure. You have avoni, chatati, peshati. Three at least. There's three at least.
It's like the Greeks with love.
Okay.
Because as soon as you said one word meant sin, that opened up a whole universe.
Right.
Because not only one word means sin.
Correct.
So, all right.
So in this particular word, normally means sin, but they changed the sin to a samach, and that's how they get one footstep away. Again, you're not going to see that in the English, but that's what it is. So it says,
does anybody's comment why it's actually written like this?
I'm sure somebody comments.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out the connection, other than just the letter. If this is but a sin between me and death, and then change that to step because of one letter.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I assume that they would.
I was just saying it would be pronounced the same. It would be just the letter is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, so it would be different. The sound is kefessa versus psia. So it's not only the letter, but it's also the sound. Kefessa versus kefsia.
Yeah. Changing vowels too. Yeah.
Changing everything. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And what does he say?
And how about the word?
When it comes to
pei and fei and sin and shin.
That's the same.
I thought the word was pesha.
Right. No, pesa.
No, for pesha.
Wait.
Pesha is
Peshati. You're right. Peshati. You're right. You're right.
Purposeful.
Good. I'm wrong. I was reading it the wrong way. It's kefessa. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Kefessa. Okay. I back off from that.
Interesting.
There you go.
Do you have anything to add on this with your translations?
No, he would also have the same thing because I was saying it wrong. I read it kefesha and it's kefessa. So that was my mistake.
Also, is there a difference between...
That's my mistake. That's why everybody's translating.
Pesa and pesha, is there a literal difference?
A what?
Is there a literal difference in meaning between pesha
and
means
sin.
pesa?
Pesa, that's why they changed to pesia. I'm guessing if you look pesa, it would be footstep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because the sin and some couldn't change.
In this form that is written, kafesa, would that literally, just at face value, mean like a sin?
No. You could read it like that, which is what I did. But it's, and you could make a drasha, but the Masuda Sion is saying that it's Lashon Pesia, Besada, step. Yeah.
Are you right here? Are these the two words you're talking about?
This one.
Yeah, with the dot on the left side.
Right, so that's Pesa. So I was reading it Pesha. That's why I said sin.
Well, but that word is in here too, the first one. What's this word? Wait a minute,
that's nafshecha. That's nafshecha, your soul. This is nafshecha with your soul. This is kepesa.
Yeah. Nefesh, yeah.
Right. Okay. So the Malbim says Yado Teda, Yado Yada, David Heshiv. David answered Yonatan. Ki nepachus, the opposite, he said. Mashalo Hadiyalacha. Why didn't he inform you that he wanted to kill me? Shenamid Ya'etz, he didn't, and Musupak Od also, Rakam Arbaliba Laharga. Because there was no counseling and there was no question in his heart. He decided he wants to kill me. L'chein he'elam Yonatan. That's why he hid it from Yonatan. However, David, who loves David, Bal Yetzef, so he wouldn't be upset. Ve'viraya, and so now he brings a proof that really he wants to keep it. And then he tells him, Kelo Pepesa Benu Venama, because it was merely a footstep away between me and death. Eid Hatil Alai Chanit, the time he took the spear and threw it at me. Second time, Zod Oki Kala Venechrotsa Eslamitain. That's proof he wants to kill me. So apparently the second time he didn't know that he threw it, and that's why he was running. Okay. We go on, and it says.
Are we in 4 now?
We are in 4 now. Yes. Vayomer Yonatan El David. So Yonatan said to David, Ma Toma Nafshecha Ve'eselach. What is your soul say, and I will do it for you. In other words, what would you like me to do? Okay, so where is it? Oh, no, it's not there. Oh yeah, here it is. The Mesilas Yesharim says, what does your soul say? Lefisha chachma netuna benefesh hamashkala, since wisdom is given into the enlightened soul. Amalo matumana shecha. Tell me what your soul tells you. Or we would say, what is your gut telling you? What's your intuition? Tell me what to do. Yonatan. So David said to Yonatan, Hine chodesh machar. Tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh. Tomorrow is a new month. V'anochi yoshev eshev v'melech lechol, and I would normally sit with, well, he didn't say normally, I will sit with the king to eat. Vishilachtani.
It says usually.
Usually it says? Okay, good.
I would usually sit with the king.
Good, okay, there you go. Well, Yashov Eshiv is I will surely. So, but it means he wants to get out of this. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so,
wait. Oh, I see that. What do you call that? The emphasis.
Right, it's language of emphasis. I would.
Yeah, here he translates, I am accustomed to sit.
I'm accustomed. Because, again, he's not saying I want to sit with him, but I would surely sit with him.
You first said normally.
Right, normally, as I said, because I'm going by context, but again, some of the most important things is, and I always emphasize this, translate literally, and then go into the other stuff and see what they do with it. Yeah.
What would that usually be based on? The fact that he was the married to his daughter, or would this usually have been by invitation from Saul?
It was expected because he was the upper officers, and besides that, he's married to his daughter, so it's expected to come home for dinner.
All right, so there would be no formal invitation.
No. It was understood. It was understood.
Could you also? I mean, so the emphasis, the way we learned it before, Yashov Eshev, I will surely sit. Maybe you also say it like that.
Yeah. I will show. Yeah, you could say that. But that's his point. Vanochi Yoshev Eshev Melech Lechol. I would surely sit with the king to eat.
So I am accustomed. Yeah.
Right. V'shilach tani, and you will send for me. And this tarti basada, and I will hide in the field ada erev ashlishet until the third night. So that's what he's saying. That's his big plan. Is like I said, Rashi says those who are eating at the king's table, then a person should not refrain from coming to him on the Yom Tov to eat. And he says,
he shouldn't be afraid. In other words, for that reason, because
he's expected there.
Yeah.
He's expected there. That's what I'm saying. He's expected there. So that, let me just finish this. It says, and I normally would sit, or surely would sit with the king to eat, which is Vanochi Regular Shev, and I'm accustomed to sit with the king, always when he's eating and next to him. Shlachtani me'ata, so I want you to send me away from now. Nistarti, and I will hide until the evening of the third day. So I won't be with those people who eat. Vayivkod Moshevi, and my place will be visited as well. V'yitma melech alai, the king will be questioning about me, or machar, or macharato, either that day or the next day. So he wants him to think, okay, he's going to have an elaborate plan. Yes, you're going to ask.
Is New Moon the same thing as Rosh Chodesh?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That is. On Rosh Chodesh is a very important holiday because it's a day of repentance. It's a day like Yom Kippur. So that's why some people actually fast Erev, the night before or the day before Rosh Chodesh, because it's a time for teshuvah, of repentance and forgiveness.
All right, then. And was this typically celebrated? Was this a 1 or a 2-day celebration?
Depends on what the month was. Some months are 1 day, some months are 2 days.
What month was it?
I don't know.
Why did he say the third month instead of the second?
He said the third day.
Maybe it's the third day.
The third evening. Why did he say the third evening instead of the second?
So then it must be a 2-day Rosh Chodesh.
We don't know what month it was.
He doesn't say, does he?
No, because the Rosh Chodesh, originally any month could have been 2. Before we fixed the calendar, you had to see the moon. It was all witness ID. So you had to go to Sanhedrin, so on and so forth. I mean, they knew the count, basically. But the
they're away from Yerushalayim, right? So they don't...
Oh, no, they're in Yerushalayim.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Well, they should know then which day it is.
No, but I'm saying, it doesn't matter which day. In other words, I can know astronomically when it is, but the Torah says that witnesses have to come up to the court and say, I saw the moon. And they have to ask the questions, and they have to declare the new moon. So sometimes it's 1 day, sometimes it's 2 days. It's all based upon, is it a full month or is it not a full month? This month is not a full month.
Are we in Adar 2 right now?
We are in Adar 2. So we're going to, Rosh Chodesh is only 1 day, for Nisan, it's only 1 day. So we would say that this is not a Male, this is a Chaser. This month is missing. Okay, because we're going right into, notice we'll have 29 days to this month, and we'll have Shabbos is first day Nisan, as opposed to when you have 30 days, that's a Male, that's a full month. And then, but that 30 day is also considered Rosh Chodesh, and the second day is also Rosh Chodesh. We have 2 days Rosh Chodesh. That's a full month versus a half a month, a lacking month, if you will.
That's probably why he said the 30 instead of the second even.
Right. So by the third time, it's certainly done. It's done. And now they may have known also what kind of month it's going to be. In other words, if you're out day 30, you know that you're stuck.
Yeah.
You already know you're stuck.
In other words, if 30 rolls around and you hadn't seen the new moon yet,
right,
it's got to be.
It hasn't been declared, so today's Rosh Chodesh.
It's got to be.
And so on and so forth. So, you're really 29. You're really 29, and you know that tomorrow's 30, and nobody declared it, so we know we have 2 days Rosh Chodesh. But they have to, or they just declared it. But I mean, you can pretty much know it. It's not that difficult. Okay, so he says, so if your father will surely remember me. Pakod is also a count, a point. But here is also remember. So if he'll remember me, Marta, and he'll notice I'm not there. Marta, and you say, Nish'al mimeni David larutz beit lechem iro. That David surely asked me, again, it's a double language again, surely asked for me to run to his father's house, to Beit Lechem, his city, ki zevach hayamim sham, l'chol mishpacham, because there is a slaughtering in those days for the entire family. In other words, the entire family is having a simcha of some sort, a feast offering, so he asked, so Jonathan's supposed to say, David asked for leave and I gave it to him.
Would he asked. Be authorized to do that?
Well, he is a prince, so. You went to the board of directors and the president wasn't there, so you just told the board, I'm not going to be here. If the board says yes, the president can't turn around and say no. That's why he has the board, right? So why would the father argue with the son? I mean, it's a logical thing.
They've done it before.
No, but it's a law. If somebody needs to go for a simcha, for some sort of family event, most people wouldn't say anything. Okay, you have to go. Fine, he went. Shkoyach. So it's not the last Rosh Chodesh will be here. It's just one family meal we've missed together. And that would be the common sense of that. So the Malbim says.
We're in 7.
We're in 6. I'm just going through what the Malbim says first, in 5. So he says, I didn't do 5 or 6. Okay, we'll do 5 first. He said, like I said, it's Malbim says, today, tomorrow's Rosh Chodesh. Oh, there you go. By the way, he says tomorrow's Rosh Chodesh, and I'll be there 2 days, so he knows that is 2 day Yom Tov, 2 day Rosh Chodesh. She said today, Yom Rosh Chodesh, v'darkei l'shev im hamelech le'echol, and it's normal, again, it's the way to sit with the king to eat, and I normally sit with him, Rosh Soni, l'shev im gam ata, I also want to sit with him now. Ki im lo yishev, but I cannot sit, and ki im lo yishev, ehiyah kamored, ki shalachti below reshut, and if I don't sit with him, then I'll be like somebody in rebellion that left without permission. I'll be AWOL. So you can't do that. L'chein shlochtani, therefore you will send me, which means titain li reshut l'lechet, you will give me permission to go. Shalo elech below reshut, that way I didn't go without leave. You, the commanding officer, let me go. Fine. And I will hide in the field until the third day. V'hu acher Rosh Chodesh, and that will be after Rosh Chodesh is all done. She'im lo yish'al v'yom echad yish'al b'yom hasheni. Because let's say he doesn't ask on the first day, he should ask by the second day, right? You have 2 days, Rosh Chodesh. If he doesn't ask at all, well, there's nothing to talk about. But if he's going to notice I'm missing. So if he asks either first or second day, this is the response you're going to give him. Nish'al, nish'ol. So if he certainly asks, Rosh Moshe nish'al yedei acherim, he'll ask via other people. Shehem mishpachto, that they are his family. Vayedei kein nishal, and that would be how he's going to ask. Mad shalosh al min melech atzmo, and that was she did ask the king himself. Ki tzarech la rush lebeit lechem mehiro, because he wanted to go in a hurry. He didn't have time to look for you. Ki zevach hayamim sham, because they want to make us feast there. Shosem zevach bechol shana. Every year they have the same thing as a Thanksgiving for them. Zevach kol lechol mishpacha, is for the entire family. Alkein bikshu sheyimsa sham. He wanted to be over there. Okay, fine. So that's what you're going to tell the king. The king is going to ask you a question. You're going to tell the king that story that my family always has this simcha this time of year. It's our yearly Thanksgiving for whatever miracle happened, whatever the case is going to be. Happens to be today, Rosh Chodesh, and so I went home. And I couldn't ask you because I had to go in a hurry. I had to catch the early train.
And it's understood that his wife would stay.
Michal.
Yeah, would not go with David, but would stay.
Just like today. Just like today. How many times has my wife gone to a simcha and I had to stay here because I had to work? So yeah, it's not a problem. So or the other way around. I had to go to some place. My wife would stay here with the kids. That's not a shaila. You can't ask that shaila, but you can ask that question. That we do it to this very day. It's a vacation away from the spouse.
Well, it's also like spending one holiday with one's family and the next holiday with the other family.
Right. Okay. So v'im kol yomar tov shalom levdecha. If he will say, good, peace will be to your servant. Great. If he will say good, so shalom levdecha, then it's going to be peace to your servant. Everything's fine. If Shaul says, great, 100%, he's right to go. Family has the simcha. I understand. Thumbs up. I'm safe.
I'd like to ask what your commentary says about the possibility. Although it's a good idea, why would he have given the direct? How on earth could he not have noticed his absence after 2 days? I would have noticed somebody not there after 10 minutes.
No. The first day that you don't make it, you think, okay, so things happen. He's going to be on the second day. Once he doesn't give him the second day, now you can ask the question. You have 2 days, so it's only a meal.
But you're not dealing with a stable person.
You again. The only reason that you say that is because we know the story, but you're living in a time where we don't know the story.
Well, even if he was normal, I would have noticed somebody's absence.
But again, as a normal person, you don't ask the first time. You would wait the second time. If he doesn't show up the second time, okay, we have a problem. We have a problem. Look, somebody doesn't come to Minyan, right? So what do? Should I call him immediately and say, the truth is I do. But where are you? We need you now. Okay. But in a normal situation, somebody doesn't come that normally comes, I'm assuming they had a reason. So I don't say anything. Then they suddenly don't come a second day when I was expecting them. Now I call up and say, or I text, say, what's going on? If I don't get any answer then, now I have to go to an actual telephone call or maybe knock on their door. That's one thing. Okay, somebody, I'll give you that. I'll go the other way. This happens all the time. Certainly in the Midrash Torah Center. Somebody's donating to us. Okay, suddenly they stop donating to us. What should be the normal reaction to everybody when you don't see the donation coming in? Pick the telephone up.
What's going on?
Put your big paper. Put your big boy. What's it called? Put your big boy pants on. Call up the person. Go visit the person and say, "Hi, I noticed we didn't get your normal check. Is there a problem here? Do you like us? Don't you like us? Do we do something wrong to you? Do something like that." No. What happens is we ignore it. Maybe 3, 6, 12 months, a year later, maybe somebody will say something. I doubt it. Because what we normally figure is they don't like us. Okay? But really, the normal response would be, if I don't see it 1, 2 times, what's going on? All right? That would be the normal situation. And what happens is sometimes we write it off. And whatever. You write it off. I can write a friend off too. But it's not normal. I give the guy a little bit of time. Again, the first time, it's an oversight. Right? How many times did you get hopefully never, but there's many people who, when I got it one time where it was, my check crossed in the mail apparently. So they said, we didn't receive your payment. If we have, we apologize and take this as a thank you note and ignore it. They're very, 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 what's it called? Felicitous? That's it. They're trying to get me on my good side. If we did it, we don't mean to stop you, but you're a nice guy. You normally pay on time. This time you didn't, and we want to know, did it cross in the mail? But they're very, they're coming out to me like that. As opposed to somebody who never pays on time, you're going to go to court.
I had a call like that once. I was living in a house that used to have gas heat. And then in the 70s, it had been converted to this electric baseboard stuff.
Okay.
When I moved in, there was no basement, so you do a horizontal furnace upstairs, up in the attic.
Yeah.
A couple months after I had gas line run back to the house for this, I did get a call from the electric company asking if I was okay.
Oh. There you are.
Because my bills had... They was wondering if I was alive.
Right.
Yeah.
See that? Even electrical bill calls you. So it makes sense that if I'm not there the first night for the simcha, that normally I would be there. I normally don't miss. So, okay, but it didn't happen. Again, things happen. You have a bad stomach. Well, there's 1,000 things can happen. But 2 days in a row, it's not going to happen.
There's nothing wrong with his story, that they had a family.
Right.
So
And again...
In other words, why wait till the third day to say it?
No. It's the second day. I'm going to be hiding for 3 days. You're going to come to me.
And the truth is, the story itself was legitimate. So why not tell Jonathan to pass along the...
Because it's a lie. It's a lie. He's not going to his father. He's not going to his father at all. The father doesn't have a simcha going on. That's just a lie.
I know, but it sounds plausible.
It sounds plausible. But again, so he's saying, I'm going to go into hiding until the third day. You're going to tell me on the third day what happened. And then I'll know if I have to run or not.
All right, well.
That's why he's picking the third day. He has to give the father time to realize he's gone, to ask the question. And
You can't go to a party. You tell him before it starts, not after it's finished.
The storyline would be, he asked Jonathan, can I go? So Jonathan said yes. So the father doesn't know that. So now the father's going to ask, if not the first night, the second night, where is he? So now the reaction will be, and that's why he's saying, if he says good, so then shalom avdecha. V'imchara yecher lo. But if Shaul gets very angry, da ki kalta ara me'imo. Know that the evil is going to come from him. That is a done deal. Okay, that he wants to kill me. So he says, the Malbim says, Imko Yomar Hine Be'er Shnei Tanayim. He explains the two conditions. Sheyomar Tov, A'o Sheyechro Lo. If either says good or he gets angry. V'od Yisuar Shnei Ofanim. He also explains the two manners. Shleish Al Kalal. One, he doesn't ask at all. Sheish Al. Or number two, Sheyishav Lo Yomar Lo Tov Lo Ra. Or he asked him and he doesn't say anything. Rak Tafas Shnei Tzadadim. Rather, he grabs both sides of this. Al Pi Yadash Bibiro Tovara. Rather, he takes these two sides, nor that he would know for sure, good or bad. Ki im sha'al alav o siba shorot sebo, that if he is asked about, if he asks about him, it will be for the reason shorot sebo, that he wants him, or mesibat shorot salamito, or that he wants to kill him. But sad echad, in the first one, sheyomer tov, when he says good, but sad, that's when it would mean that he just wants to know where he is. But sad sheni yecher laban, the other side where he gets angry, that's when ulam, that's when he wants to kill him. Ulam im eno ahavo, but if he doesn't love him, become endato lahamito, and he also doesn't want to kill him. Lo yishal love kalal, he won't even ask him about him at all. Although yakpid al adaro, or he wouldn't be exacting on anything. Zekatuv. That's why it says ki im ko yomar tov. If it says good, az vaday shalom levdecha. So certainly it's good. If he gets angry, az vaday kalta hara. It certainly is bad. The other two ways would be suffix, the question. So again, if he doesn't ask any questions, okay, so I don't know how he's feeling. He's hiding his feelings well. He didn't ask where I was. He gave me 2 days off. Have a good day. Okay. If he asks and he's told, but he doesn't say anything, again, I don't know what he feels. And so we haven't advanced our cause any more than we could have. On the other hand, if he asks and you tell him that I went home and he says good, okay, so then he's happy. He's good with me. I have no problem. If he gets angry, then we have the problem, and I have to run. We'll have to stop here.
That's how you set a test.
Right.
Somebody without